Welcome to American Medicine Today. I'm Kimberly Bonatti alongside Ethan Euchre and world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. Alfred Bonatti. In a new study of U.S. veterans, researchers concluded that PTSD, traumatic brain injury, as well as genetic factors showed a strong association with developing Alzheimer's disease and related dementias later in life. Joining us to discuss is Damian Watson, military veteran and program counselor with our friends over at Canine Partners for Patriots. Thank you for joining us, Damian.
Thank you for having me.
Certainly. So why don't you tell us about this report, which showed a clear impact of head injuries on veterans developing Alzheimer's?
One of the things, or one of the main important things to take away from this was the fact that traumatic or the trauma or the physical damage that comes to the brain in a traumatic brain injury is, a significant factor when it comes to developing, Alzheimer's or some of the age-related developmental disorders. Partly due to the fact of, the fact that there's actual physical damage. At any given time, all of us are predisposed, if we live long enough, to experience some of these age-related cognitive decline. But that significantly increases when you add physical trauma to that, but also repeated physical trauma, as you would experience in, a military environment.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense that if you're, for instance, a soldier in combat and there's bombs blowing up around you, and specifically with TBIs, I mean, there's physical evidence, as you said, that there's trauma to the brain. So again, you're more of a counselor versus, a medical doctor or a neurologist, but do they know why there's that link, or, is it right down to the neurological level that sort of links an injury to dementia down the road?
I mean, as you said, I'm not a medical doctor or a neurologist, but I imagine, just the damage to the certain pathways and physical structures that are comprised in the brain, consistent damage to that is going to make it susceptible to significant cognitive decline as you move forward in the aging process, even far above the average person or even the genetically predisposed person.
Some of the data here talks about how some of the older wars were not really having as much post-traumatic stress disorder and Alzheimer's disease as a result. So we're talking about, say, World War II, the Korean War, Vietnam, as opposed to some of the more recent wars. Why do you think that is?
I think it comes from multiple factors. One is, obviously we're working to destigmatize mental illness in, the United States right now. So you have more people not only reporting, but also looking to seek help. So a lot of these people who would, might, just kind of deal with it themselves are actually reaching out to medical professionals and mental health professionals. And also, that aids to not only getting, there's more accurate and more various forms of testing, so you have more people who are willing to come forward and talk about this and get treatment for this, as well as better diagnostic skills and examinations to kind of find this stuff and be able to put these statistics on paper.
Well, and you're a program counselor for Canine Partners for Patriots, who we've highlighted the work that you find folks do many times. We even made a visit up there and got to see everything. Tell us about the program that sort of you had. Who are some of the vets that you work with, some of the issues that they suffer from, and sort of how you help them?
Just to give you an idea about what we do there. Not only do I sit in on the classes, that we are an organization that we train former vets and service dog teams to help them mitigate these types of disabilities, be it PTSD, traumatic brain injury, or MST as well. We have veterans groups, we have spousal groups, we have individual sessions for both veterans and spouses, because we realize that not only do the experiences that the veteran has, as well as symptoms of PTSD, affect the veteran, but it also affects their family as well.
It's incredible work that you do. When we were there, just the love and compassion you had for these military veterans that were suffering with just debilitating cases of PTSD. It was so inspiring to watch what you guys did with them and how you helped them try to acclimate themselves back into civilian life, which is a very difficult process.
Not only are we providing these veterans with, kind of a new mission and a new bond that they have with their service dog, but also a valuable tool in being able to not only identify, because we have some dogs who kind of alert their veteran to oncoming, whether it's anxiety, whether it's heightened levels of adrenaline. A lot of times veterans will say that their service dog is able to assist them in pulling them out of some of these, if they were to have an episode where they had a flashback, the dog will actively look to get their attention and pull them out of those episodes. These are skills that, when you work with a mental health professional, you can learn how to successfully try and ground yourself. Not everyone can do that every time, so having an added tool in the arsenal to be able to help that has been monumental in some of these veterans' lives.
Is the VA now stepping in to help more with those that are suffering from Alzheimer's and PTSD and the work that you do with Canine Partners for Patriots? Are they funding those more?
They're doing a better job of providing more programs and better knowledge about mental health services that they have out there. And, we have had, various VA and VA clinics refer veterans to our program, again, speaking to a concerted effort to get veterans to appropriate services that would help them with these issues.
Where can people learn more about, as we like to call, K9P for P?
Excellent. You can learn more about Canine Partners for Patriots at caninepartnersforpatriots.com. If you are a veteran who's struggling yourself, or you're a family member or friend who knows of a veteran that's struggling.
And with 22 suicides a day of military veterans, we need to do whatever we can to get them the help that they need.
Take a look at the site, see if, you qualify for our program, and, or even, call, because the biggest thing or the biggest problem is getting these people hooked up, and part of that process is getting the word out. So I thank you and appreciate you guys for allowing us, this venue to be able to get the word out so that we can help more veterans.
Thank you so much for being on the show, Damian Watson. Take great care.
Absolutely. Thank you.
That's all the time we have for this segment. We'll have more after the break.